Hey, what's up, champions? Gediminas here. Happy Sunday, you guys. Hope you had a blessed Sunday. Maybe spend some time with your family, maybe relaxing, maybe looking over your week, evaluating, because that's important too, plan, do, review, right? So you plan your week in advance, you do the things, and then at the end of the week, you review what happened. You learn from it, right? So it's very, very important process for your business. Make sure that you apply it. If you're watching a replay of this, please do me a massive favor and say hashtag replay into the comments. And if you're brand new, do say new in the comments because I'd love to welcome you and say hi. Hey, Mattia. Hey, Prince. How you guys doing? Hope you had a tremendous week. Hope you crushed it this week, guys. Hope you checking off the boxes of your goals and of your dreams because that's, best way of spending your week. Hey, Ina, how you doing? Okay, so today's topic is 3 ways how to influence people. So especially when it comes to home-based business, especially when it comes to you building a successful team, you have to become an influencer. You have to be influencing people. Hey, Inga. Hey, Rena. Right? Because unless you have a way of influencing people, how are you going to build these huge organizations of thousands, maybe tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people, right? So it's super, super important to know that and to have ways to influence. So today I'm going to share 3 ways. Now that's not the only 3 ways to influence people, but it's a pretty good 3 ways to influence people. Hey, Christopher, how you doing? So the first way to influence your people is to help them to think differently. One of the biggest gifts you can give to somebody is a gift of philosophy, of changing the mindset. Because if you've been into business or personal development arena for any length of time, you probably heard it a million times that the attitude is what's really important. The mindset is what really counts. Because hey, if somebody has a bad mindset, if somebody has bad attitude, there's no amount of how to training will change anything for them. Right? Because they will be negative, they will be pessimistic, etc. Right? So for me, the biggest gift that I've ever received was when I first started, learning about personal development and listening or watching guys like Jim Rohn, like Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins. All of these guys have started to shape my mind, to shape my philosophy, to shape my attitude. So that was probably the biggest gift that I've received ever, because it doesn't matter right now. I can lose all my money, I can lose all my business, etc. The mindset, the things, the way I think, nobody can take it away from me. Hey, Eldute, hey, Vilma, hey, Neta, how are you guys doing? So that's the first way. The first way you influence people is by changing their mindset. And hey, before you start going, I'm not good enough to change other people's mindset or to teach people philosophy, etc. Look, you don't need to be a PhD in philosophy to change somebody's mindset. Sometimes it's very simple things that you can explain to another person that can shift their mindset, that can change the way they look at things, that can change the rest of their life if you just say small things, right? So for me, this medium, these Facebook lives, is one of my ways of changing other people's thinking, of influencing other people. Because what I'm learning, I always want to bring it to you guys. If I hear an interesting thought, if I listen to an interesting podcast, if I watch an interesting video, if I purchase a program that I consume and I'm thinking, wow, that would be useful for you guys, straight away I want to put it across. I want to give it to you because maybe, just maybe, for one of you, something will click into place. Something will change, and that changes the whole of your business. That changes the whole of your results. That changes the whole of your relationships. And you become super successful because that one thing, because success is not like a super complicated thing. Usually success is like a combination lock. So you might have 4 digits on a lock, and most of you already got 2 or 3 digits. Sometimes you just need one more click, and then you go, oh my God, how did I not think of this before myself? But now that I know it, I have a track to run on. You know what I mean? So the first way how you influence people is by teaching people to think differently, because nobody teaches us. Think about even, I don't want to get really deep into this, how the government, how the education system, how the, certain institutions are shaping your mindset, and even by changing words. Think about it. Something like daydreaming. Like at school, teachers tell you, stop daydreaming, But what does that mean? What does that mean, daydreaming? Daydreaming means thinking. When you're daydreaming at school, that means you're thinking about something. So what the school is teaching you, they're saying, stop thinking. Stop thinking for yourself. Stop thinking. Just listen to what we are telling you. Interesting, isn't it? Words like depression. It's very used common now. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm depressed. Because when you put a label like depressed, then it's easy. Just pop a pill. Just go to a shrink, right? But what is depression? Depression is sadness. But it would be super difficult to deal with people if they came to you, if you went to a friend and you started saying, well, how are you doing? And he goes, oh, I'm pretty sad. The work is not going great, and the family things, I'm just really sad. I've been really... You would have to do something like, oh my gosh, this person is really sad. But let's give it a label of depression. Now we can just give them some pills. Now we just can, get them up to the shrink, right? To psychiatrist. You know what I mean? So little things like that. So when you start teaching people to think differently, you are truly influencing people. And that might be your family members, teaching them to think differently, It might be your business partners, which is like, for me, that's the one thing that I'm really passionate about, is helping people. Because no amount of training, no amount of how to, no amount of scripts and lines and tweaks will change anything for your team unless you teach them how to think like a business person, how to think like an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So that's the first way how you truly influence people. The second way you truly influence people is by challenging them. And again, we live in a society where, everybody gets medals for participating. There's no longer like first, second, third place. Everybody gets a medal, right? Oh, well done, Timmy, for participating. You were last, but here's a medal for you. You know what I mean? So people are being trained again to be mediocre, not to strive for anything big, not to challenge the status quo, not to ask unnecessary questions. People are being, being made into cows. I don't know if you heard of rhinos and the cows, and rhinos, each person is born as a rhino. With big dreams, with, desire to achieve big things in their life, to go through the jungle of challenges and come out on the other end, to their dream life. But the school, the education, the government conditions these rhinos into becoming cows. And cows, they're just on a pasture, on a piece of grass. They're just munching the grass all day long, and they're happy where they are. They can't live the dream life. They can't live in the dream house. They can't, drive the dream car. I know you are a rhino, Dundee. Right? But they're just conditioned to that, right? So you as a leader, if you truly want to influence people on your team, in your business, in your family, in your community, you want to start challenging people. And I don't mean like challenge people to a duel, and cause aggro, and fight them, or not that type of challenge. What I mean is challenge people out of the comfort zone. Challenge people out of the stuck way of thinking. Challenge people out of putting themselves down all the time. Challenge people, out of setting goals too low and hitting them all the time. They say that failure, most people fail is not because they set a goal too high and fail to hit it. Most people fail because they set the goal too low and hit it all the time. You know what I mean? They just set a goal. Well, I need to survive this month. I need to pay my bills this month, right? And they hit that goal. Every single month, they go out, they work, they get a few days overtime, they make enough money, pays the bills, pays the mortgage, pays the rent, pays the car payment, buys the food, gets few pieces of clothes, maybe goes out to the pub for a few drinks, right? And they survived. Great, I've hit my goal. Next month, what's my goal? To survive again. And they keep surviving. But they're wondering, why is my life not changing? Why am I not becoming successful? Why am I not like this person who's driving a Ferrari? Why am I not like this person who lives in a mansion? Why am I not like this person who's a successful businessman? Because they didn't set a goal to survive. They set a goal to drive a freaking Ferrari. They set a goal to live in a mansion. That's why they're there. But because you're setting a goal to survive, to do the bare minimum, that's why you're getting the minimum. You get what you aim for. So again, your role as a true influencer is to challenge those things. Is to say to a person, hey, you're better than this. I think you could do more than that. I think you could do 10 times that. And that's, you believing in that person before they even believe in themselves sometimes. Because sometimes people have been beaten down in life so many times by other people, by teachers, by family members, by friends, by other people, where they get into a place where they lose the faith that they are good enough to achieve anything in life, that they could do something bigger, because everybody been laughing at them, because everybody been saying to them how stupid they are, how ridiculous they are, how whatever they are. You know what I mean? So sometimes your role is to challenge their thinking. Is to go, look, I don't care what other people told you. I don't care what you've been telling yourself. I'm telling you, you have greatness inside of you. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. You know what I mean? So your role as an influencer is to challenge people, because that again will help them to go to the next level in their life, right? So that's number 2. A number 3 way for you to influence people is to become a role model. Is to become an example for them. Because by talking, you can only go so far. But when you become a role model, when you start showing people what it means to be an influencer, what it means to be a leader, what it means to be an entrepreneur, what it means to be a great dad or great mom or great brother or great sister, what it means to be a great friend or great spouse, that's when you're going to again influence people to do things differently. Because they'll look at you and they'll go, oh my God, look at this person. Look at what they're doing. I need to change. I need to do something. I need to do what this person is doing. So that's a third way how you can influence, is by becoming a role model. Do as I say, not as I do, doesn't work for real. Only what you do is what duplicates, is what's being copied. And you're setting an example, you being a role model in all sorts of different situations. And it's all connected, guys, as well. So, it's your duty sometimes, not sometimes, always. It's always your duty to become successful. It's always your duty to do the best. It's always your duty to go to the max, because it's being observed by other people. So if you are in a habit of giving up too early, of throwing in the towel too early, of starting things but never finishing them, guess what? That's not only influencing your business, that's influencing everything, because your kids are observing you, your spouse is observing you, your neighbors are watching you, your friends are watching you, your family members are watching you, your community people are watching you, your church people are watching you. Everybody are watching you. So I love how T. Harv Eker says, how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So you can't be super sloppy and lazy in this area of your life and expect it not to affect the other areas of your life. You understand what I'm saying? So what you do in your business, because again, I'm very passionate about the business, about an entrepreneurship, about, excellence in that field. But what you do in this field is gonna affect, it's gonna snowball, it's gonna contaminate other areas of your life too. And it works both positive and negative. So if you're starting things and dropping them, if you're throwing in the towel too early all the time, if you're not going all the way to the end, if you're just dipping your toe and playing hokey pokey, 1 foot in and a 1 foot out, 1 foot in and a 1 foot out all the time, then that's going to affect your health. It's going to affect your relationships. It's going to affect everything, right? Because you're going to do the same thing in other areas of your life too. How you do anything is how you do everything. But if you start becoming disciplined, if you start becoming an achiever, if you start becoming a high performer, if you start becoming a doer and not a talker, then guess what? The success you'll start generating in your business, the success you're going to start generating in your entrepreneurship, the success you're going to start generating in your finances will start tumbling down, will start affecting other areas of your life. Then you maybe will start thinking, you know what? I need to look after my health better too. You know what? I need to invest more time into my relationships too. You know what? Maybe I need to start choosing better what type of foods that I eat, and so on and so on. You understand what I'm saying? Everything affects everything. So don't be ignorant or fooled that, I can just talk the talk. I can just be publicly I can be just, go. And then, have another different kind of life, in the background. It doesn't work like that. So again, number 3 way for you to influence other people is to become a role model, is show other people the example. And in our business, in network marketing, in the home-based business, that's the best way to do it. Because whatever you want your team to do, you need to be doing it. You want your team to use more products, guess what you need to do? Use more products. You want your team to sell more products? Guess what you need to do? Sell more products. You want your team to recruit more people? Guess what you need to do? Exactly. Recruit more. So what you want your team to do, you need to be doing it first and showing them the example. You know what I mean? That's the way it's done. I went to GoPro last December, in Las Vegas. We attend this event, over 10,000 people. My friend Don D is there. He's sticking out a hand and, hey, Gediminas, nice to meet you, right? Incredible, right? Super event. Absolutely amazing. My brain is melting there. Like, I'm getting so much. I'm like, it is unbelievable. But I'm thinking, hey, now I showed example to my team. Next December, I ain't coming back on my own. So I go and buy 10 tickets for this December. Right? So now this December, I'm going there again, but I'm not going on my own. I'm going with 10 of my team members, 10 of my leaders, 10 of my superstars, so they can experience the same thing. But I lead the path. The speed of the pack is the speed of the leader. So what you show example, what you lead is what you're going to have. And usually you're not going to have as much as you put in, so usually you'll have a bit less than what you do. So if you do the minimum, your team members will do nothing. If you do maximum, your team members will do somewhere there. You know what I mean? So that's my advice for today, guys. These are the 3 ways how I would recommend you to influence other people. I truly hope you got some value from this video. If you did, as always, I would really appreciate if you share this video. And if you do share it, I'm your biggest fan. I appreciate that a lot. And if you're already in home-based business, I've got a free gift for you, a training on 26 ways how to get customers and sell more products. If you'd like to grab this training, just head over to titaniumsuccess.co.uk/sales and you can grab a free training from there. I'll drop the link into the comments as well. Have an awesome evening, guys. Love you loads. See you at the top. Bye for now.